Hey everyone, welcome back to Eye Opener Society. Welcome back to the podcast. My name's Gary Dean. Once again, I am sitting here and I am doing this podcast solo. And again, that's only because, again, I'm in the process of moving. I'm moving out of this place. And as you can see, I'm actually standing for this episode if you are watching video. And speaking of video, I know this is all technical behind the scenes stuff that most people don't really care about. However, it affects you because I know I was bringing you video portions of these episodes to Podbean. Uh, and what I found out just recently, I had to renew my whole Podbean account, and it's very expensive. The problem I'm having too is I have to upload the audio version and then I have to also upload the video version. But what happens is, and I don't know why it is, but when I upload the video version, I can't stop it from distributing it to all the other podcast platforms. And then what happens is some people still see that video version. They think it's a video version, but since that platform don't support video, then there's no video. It's very, very confusing. It's also costly for me. So I am going to stop with the videos on Podbean. Fear not. I am still going to bring you the video versions of all these podcasts still on YouTube as well as BitChute. If you haven't gone over to BitChute yet, you can follow us there at Eye Opener Society. Just search Eye Opener Society on BitChute or follow me over on YouTube. I just wanted to get that out there because, like I said, if you're looking for those video versions in any future episodes from here on out, you're not going to see them. So right now, there's been a lot going on. And there's so much I want to talk about, but I don't have my co-host Lizzie with me. I'm just doing these videos kind of random just to keep something going for you every Monday. And as of right now, today's date, as I'm recording this, the date is November 14th. I am moving December 22nd. That's the date of my move. And that's when hopefully I'll be able to start bringing you more consistent episodes and a lot more stuff. I'm also going to back off of the Wednesday night guided meditations. I can't do all of this at once. When I have a small period of time to record, I can only do like one good solid episode and get that recorded, uploaded, and everything else for you. So it's November 14th. And listen, we've had some things going on. And first off, I could tell you by my observation of people I know and all, everybody's in this chaotic mess where everybody is kind of pulling out of social media and all. So I'll tell you a little story real quick. Maybe if you follow me on TikTok, recently I put up a small TikTok video, as I always do. I never had a problem with TikTok or anything. But bam, I got slammed with that violation of community standards. And I got that big slap on me for first violation and all. And it pissed me off immensely. Because here's the thing. I spoke about weather manipulation because I just seen this whole thing on Tucker Carlson with the geoengineering watch org. I follow these things very, very closely. It's kind of almost personal to me. If you dig up that episode I did here on, my podcast, you'd understand why. But I've been following a lot of it. And I mean, it's happening. All right. There is weather modification. It is being weaponized. I mean, look, it doesn't take, too much common sense to see what's going on. But anyway, I watched this whole thing pan out. It was like an hour and a half, and it really got me fired up. So I mentioned it on TikTok. And no more than it wasn't even a minute that I had posted that video. I got slammed and it was pulled down immediately. But what's so funny to me is the fact that after they slapped me with that violation, I of course went ahead and contested it, and I did a search on TikTok for weather modification, and thousands of videos all came up, and then all of a sudden my feed is nothing but weather modification. So with all this weather modification videos and all that are out there, Why am I getting banned? And basically, all I said, this is freely available information. This is my opinion. And I also mentioned, do your own research. They banned me, but there's so much other wild stuff out there that they let go. And this touched me because I hate censorship. You know that I hate it. So I have my own platform. I talk about what I want, and I could talk about weather modification here. But like I said, I'm on these other social medias. I really stopped with Facebook simply because, well, Facebook, it's like a vast wasteland these days. It's just profiles, but there's zero interaction. Like I said, I got, I think like 5,700 followers or something like that. Six are only active. Does anybody use Instagram anymore? I know I stopped. I forgot that I totally, have it. So TikTok was good because it's the new one. Every time there's a new one out there. But now, since it's been sold and all the other nonsense that I know goes behind the scenes politically, TikTok is now owned, by them, quote unquote. And I know that there's a lot more censorship and it's becoming worse than Facebook. So I get hit personally because I don't like being censored. I'm not doing anything dangerous. I'm not speaking about anything dangerous. I'm not spreading misinformation. What is misinformation? If you look at it this way, if you go into a library, some people go off to the fiction section, some people go off to the nonfiction section. What difference does it make what section you're going to? If you are going to a fiction section, are we banning fiction because it's not real, or are we labeling it misinformation? If I quote a chapter in one of the fiction books, is that spreading misinformation? So if I go on here and I talk about weather modification, my beliefs and what I understand, and I tell you, go do your own research, how is that spreading misinformation? How is this, just because we're using these terms, why is this being so suppressed? And to me, there's truth behind it if it is being suppressed. The more it's suppressed, the more truth there is to it. So, but here's the other thing too, the shamanic resonance. If anybody follows that, and I got an app that follows that, it measures the shamanic resonance. You don't know, for the past, I don't know, almost a month now, it's been so far off the charts. And also solar flares too. They've been incredible. And there's been so many electronic devices that have been failing and all because of that. When you add those two together, remember, we're all in tune to this frequency, this shamanic resonance. And just recently, the past couple of days, actually just starting, I think today, again, November 14th, everything calmed down and everything's kind of going back to normal. For how long, I don't know, but it has. And what I've noticed, going back to the people I know and what I'm observing, people are having little meltdowns because, we go through this chaotic mess of these really bad frequencies and we're all out of tune, and then everything goes back into place, but we're still here trying to catch up, and that's affecting people. And I know because I see this. Has it affected me? I've learned to stay away, and I've learned how to balance myself so I always remain in tune to the proper frequency. And if the external frequencies are off, I know how to kind of align myself with it. This is from meditation and all. And people have to always dive into it. And here's what I mean by that. If there's something going on, the whole world is off because of shamanic resonance, they dive into that. Oh, it's all off and it's messing me up. And Mercury's in retrograde and we'll blame that. Yes, these things do matter. Yes, these things do throw us off. But the more we are focused on them, the more we're being affected by it. When these things, when Mercury is in retrograde, when the shamanic resonance is off, when we're having major solar flares, this is the time when we ourselves need to sit back and just ground ourselves, realign ourselves so that it doesn't affect us as more. The more we start talking about it, the more we start to tune into that frequency. And then we too become very low vibrational, and it kind of messes up everything about us from there. So because I'm seeing all of this, people that I'm close to and all, people that are very affected by it. You could be less affected by it just by grounding yourself, just by understanding that this is going on and it's always going to happen. There'll be big spurts, long spurts, but it happens. And all of these frequencies, they're coming down into us, and it's how we handle them, it's how we absorb them, it's how we let them affect us. This is where we need to step back and start to understand ourselves more instead of getting overly chaotic by it. In the past few weeks, too, I've made some very clear decisions that if there's something I need to do and it needs to be done, but if I don't feel right about doing it at that moment in time, I will not do it. I've made it a point now to just allow my body to respond to the stimuli. I absorb it, and then it's either a yes or a no. I'm no longer worried about deadlines, timelines, stress, and anything like that. If my body does not feel right doing it, I'm just not going to do it. And this is how we get past all of these issues that we have when the Earth's resonance is off. And if the frequencies are not vibing at the time, then you need to sit back and relax. I like to just sleep. Sleep is the best because that relaxes our body. We're not constantly thinking about the negative things, and our bodies are at rest, and our bodies then realign, retune, and it doesn't affect us as bad. So when we wake up, we're refreshed and keep moving forward without allowing things to dictate when you do them. That's what's been going on. I hope that everybody is doing well. I hope you're pulling out of all this now that the resonance is, back to normal and the solar flares have shortened a bit. Until the next big frequency burst, we don't know when it happens. It may be tomorrow, but when it does happen, just stay yourself and try to keep yourself in tune. And in the meantime, I'm going to be moving. I'm going to try and bring you some more smaller episodes, more of them. Like I said, since I got to take away the Wednesday night meditations for a while. And again, those Wednesday night meditations, they're always up. Just look for them on whatever platform you're on and, replay them. They still work. Even if you listen to them 100 times, it's still a meditation, and you should be practicing on your own too as well. And don't forget the videos. If you want to see the video versions of any of the shows, they can be found on YouTube as well as BitChute. So other than that, I wish everybody all the best, and I'll see you on the next episode.